My childhood, I had a very good childhood. I didn't know it at the time, of course, but now looking back, I had a very fantastic childhood. I spent most of my childhood in Odi village, which is where my mom is from. My mom didn't, grow up rich, and she was really like a village girl, and I'm very glad that she didn't shelter me from it. I think a lot of parents try to, give their kids the opposite of what they had. Like if they grew up kind of poor and in the village, they really want their kids to like go to the best schools and live this very sheltered suburban kind of life. And I did have that, I went to private schools and lived a suburban life, but my mom was always adamant that I spent time in the village and, ran around barefoot and spoke Setswana and learnt my culture, and I'm very thankful for that. I think that kept me grounded. And I'm close with both my parents now. Wasn't always the case, but now that I'm older, I'm definitely close with both my parents. I've got 2 older brothers as well, so good family unit and a great childhood. I always knew what I wanted to do. I never had a doubt about it. I don't know when I first kind of realized it. It sounds stupid, but I feel like I was just born knowing, because I never had an epiphany moment where I thought, oh, this is what I want to do. I was just always doing it, I just really, really love art, and I love the arts and all of it. My childhood consisted of me copying Donna Summer. There was this really great videotape called A Hot Summer's Night with Donna Summer, and I used to literally copy everything. I loved the fashion, the clothes she was wearing. I memorized all the songs, I was singing them, the dance routines, absolutely everything, and that's kind of how I was. I would copy scenes from The Bold and the Beautiful, which was not appropriate at my age, but I didn't understand what I was doing. I was just, so acting, writing, singing, just the arts in general was always where my heart was at. I always loved fashion, and I always loved clothing. My mom was a tailor, so a large part of my childhood, my mom used to make clothes and sell them at the BBS market. She just loved it. It was something for her to do so that she wasn't just sitting at home all day. So I was always surrounded by, really beautiful fabrics. I'd go fabric shopping with her, and just her workshop was in our house, so I always loved fashion. I always loved clothing. I always dressed a little bit crazy. And then when I was 11, a friend's mom owned a clothing store called Origins. It used to be upstairs at Game City quite long ago. And she had 3 sons, and she didn't have any girls, so I was kind of over all the time. I was kind of her daughter, and she asked me to model. So it was her 3 sons and me modeling, and I was just like, yeah, okay, and she told me, she said, you can choose what clothes you wear and you'll get to keep them. I said, oh, I'm definitely doing this. And I had a lot of fun. I remember it was at Grand Palm, and we were just kind of playing around on the jungle gym, and the photographer was taking pictures, and he said to me like, oh, you're a natural, you're so good in front of the camera. And I just really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. And that was my first kind of realization that, oh my goodness, this is a job. The people that are in magazines and stuff, like, they actually get paid to dress up and be glamorous, and I wanted to do that. It is a journey, and I like it when people say, tell me about the journey and not just tell me about being a model, because people have this idea that it happened overnight, like I just woke up one day and I was this model, and it wasn't like that at all. When I started, nobody wanted to work with me, I was entering all these competitions like Nokia Face of Africa and stuff like that, and people were telling me, you're too light-skinned, you don't represent Africa or Botswana, your image does not merge with what it means to be a Botswana. I was too short as well. People would tell me, you're too pretty, they said, do pageants, you're too pretty, you're too commercial. So it was difficult, and I did it for years and years and years. I only got my really big kind of confidence boost when I was 16, and I went along with a friend, Emma Warriors was auditioning for the Trump Model Expo. They had someone who I know now, Dwayne Gazai White, who was just Dwayne Gazai at the time, and he had come to Botswana to scout models. He's the head of scouting and development for Trump Models in New York. And I went along with Emma. She kind of forced me to go just because she wanted a friend with her, and I didn't want to do it. I felt I wouldn't get in. I thought I was wasting my time. But she forced me to do it. She paid for me to like print my picture, and she did everything, you know, and we went, and then I got in, and you know, that was really a confidence boost for me, because it was the first time that I had gotten in without anyone complaining about my height, my look, my this, my that. And I remember he spoke to me about how I should be proud of my natural hair. I used to straighten it out all the time, and he gave me this talk about how, you know, what makes me unique is the fact that I have such kind of Caucasian features, but then I've got this, you know, African textured hair, and that's what makes me unique, and that I should embrace it. And I literally stopped, you know, straightening my hair and relaxing my hair from then on, and I really embraced my Africanness, yeah. In 2014, I made it into Top Model Worldwide, which is this amazing competition in London, run by this amazing man called Jeff Cox. And I made it into that. I was the first Motswana to make it into that, and I was so excited. And I kind of thought that, oh, you know, this is it. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna win. It's gonna be fantastic. And I don't know why I felt so confident. I think it's because at that time in Botswana, I was considered one of the top models here, and you know, I wasn't even casting for shows anymore. I would just go as a courtesy, you know, to casting calls, and they'd laugh and be like, oh, why are you even here? You know you're in the show. And I guess maybe it got to my head a little bit, and I just thought, oh, this is gonna be a piece of cake. So I didn't put that much effort into it, and I couldn't, even if I'd wanted to. I'd recently broken my toe at my best friend's mom's wedding. Another story. But, you know, I couldn't work out, I couldn't exercise, and I just kind of went, and I didn't do very well. I didn't place top 10. And it was a wake-up call for me. The girl that won, you know, she was really incredible. She really deserved to win. She was so fit and so focused, and I came back and I immediately started working, and I immediately humbled myself, and then I just started training and working towards the World Supermodel pageant, which was happening about 8 months after I came back. And I worked so hard. I mean, I stopped going out, I wasn't drinking, I wasn't seeing my friends anymore. People were asking, are you even alive? I was just in university, I was training twice a day, I was eating healthy, basically completely vegan. I really did put a lot of work and effort into it. And I went and I had an amazing time. You know, I would have never traveled to Fiji, I don't think, if it hadn't been for that competition. So just the fact that I got to experience such a beautiful culture and country and meet so many amazing people, and then in turn win the competition, it was really amazing. And that time was the complete opposite of when I went to London. I just thought, oh, there's no way I'm gonna win. This is crazy, but let me go. There's scouts there. Maybe I'll get scouted. You know, I'll get some good experience. I'll get like, you know, this amazing thing. And I wasn't confident at all that I would win. I really didn't think I would at all. It was a shock. I am still home because when I won the competition, I was still in university. I was so miserable at university. I can't even begin to tell you. I was so miserable there, but education is so important to my parents, and it's something that they always wanted for me. And you know, going back to what I said earlier about my mom, you know, coming from a village, and you know, she really, you know, coming from very small and humble beginnings, she really wanted me to, you know, educate myself and to have a degree and to go into the world fully armed. That is my gift to my parents. There you go. I have done it. It's over and done with. So I only graduated end of last year. So I was here to finish my studies, which I did, and I will eventually leave Botswana. For me, I'm not leaving Botswana forever. I'm not leaving Botswana because I don't love it or I don't want to help the industry develop, you know. It's just that I also feel that I individually need to grow in order to help the country. You know, I've done all that I can do here in terms of the fashion shows, in terms of bringing the competition that I won here so that girls here can get a chance to compete as well. And it's time for me to grow and develop other aspects of myself somewhere else, somewhere where I feel challenged and I can really push myself. And then eventually I will come back. Yeah. So I'm here for another year. I'm here for one more year and then I'm off. Yeah, I think people always talk. I mean, people just, I don't know if people are bored with their own lives. I don't know what's going on, but people will always talk. And I think I learned from a very, very young age how to deal with it. I mean, when I got to high school, I was talking about this with a friend today, but when I got to high school, you know, Form 1, I was really innocent. You know, my idea of a good time was like playing Scrabble with my dad and my aunt. You know, I was quite an innocent kid, and you know, everyone, it was like, oh, she's a slut, she's a bitch, she sleeps with everyone in school. And I was a complete virgin. I don't even know if I kissed a boy at that point. You know, I was so innocent. So I had to kind of learn to deal with it from a very young age. And even now, people say all sorts of things about me. I am apparently an undercover lesbian, which is quite exciting, I think. People think that I'm in a secret lesbian relationship with my best friend a lot of the time, I think, because we're very affectionate, you know, like we love each other. Me and Sasa Claus are like very affectionate. I kiss my best friend the way I kiss my dad, the way I would kiss, you know, my nephews, or, you know, just, you know, I think it's really good to be affectionate with people that you love, and people will say whatever it is that they have to say about it. I'm not really interested in fueling the flames and the rumors. But yeah, in terms of race as well, even when I won, you know, the government put this post up saying, oh, Wanaro Nakio Uwine, and 90% of the comments, just hundreds and hundreds of people were saying, you know, you know, how Motswana, you know, why are all these white girls taking our fame, our glory, our, you know, and so much hatred. And it's obviously hard to read when people say hurtful things about you. It's not nice. No one enjoys it. And I don't believe that there's anyone in the world that completely doesn't care and is like, oh, that's okay, because it's not okay. But you know, you deal with it the way that you deal with it. And for me, for every one person that says something hateful and mean, there's like 10 people saying really incredible, amazing things about me. And I choose to focus on the people that support me and, you know, give them my love and share my art form with them, rather than, you know, spend time worrying about what people say. The most significant item in my life right now is this little thing here. It's a hard drive, it's an external hard drive. I know that seems like a weird and silly gift, but somebody very special to me gave me this hard drive when I was in university, and they didn't realize it, but I was so disheartened at university. I really wanted to give up on being a filmmaker and directing because, you know, I felt very placed in a box. I felt people didn't understand my creative direction, and people were really trying to force me to be something that I wasn't. And I met this really incredible person who really sparked my creative fuel and really taught me to love film again and to remember why I fell in love with film in the first place. And he gave me this hard drive, and it's not just an empty hard drive. He gave it to me literally full of all my favorite movies. There was a playlist of my 100 favorite songs in it. He went and found every single video of every Alexander McQueen, who's my favorite designer, runway show, and he put that in there. He literally, we'd only known each other for a few months, and basically every single time I said something, he was making note of it in his head and remembering and writing down all of my favorite things so that he could put them in this tiny little box that seems so meaningless and give it to me. So this is my most prized possession. I know when I'm feeling down, I can open it up and there'll be something in there to cheer me up. When are we getting married? I don't know. You know, ask him, because he's not asking. I don't know why. I don't, maybe I'm not wifey material, but yeah, propose, dude.
Thank you so much. It was amazing.
Thank you.